What? You say oh no?
I said, hello.
Oh. And then let me just go
Alright.
ahead and get the link, and I'm gonna post it on my Twitter.
Say,
Okay.
building a retweet button specifically.
Oh.
I'm gonna move the microphone so that it's not right next to my mouse. There we go.
Steiny, you have a Twitter, don't you?
No, I haven't gotten one yet.
Alright.
Done it. I need to do that at some point.
Twitter's
Uh,
pretty good.
Maybe I'll do that today, I don't know. Because I do need to do that. Just I have this built-in sort of defiance to it.
Alright. Streaming with Michael Doig, Old Swifty, and Steiny. And tweet.
Yeah!
Yo, 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 yo.
Milk Animated says, Patrick, you're live! Like, I am. I am not death, I am live.
You are alive.
I'm gonna fire up a restream because I probably, if the chats are still linked, I'll be able to read that, I think.
Yeah, I love this little chat thing, man. It's awesome.
It's pretty good. Oh,
Man, I've
did
been
it work?
busting my butt lately. So many things going on all the time.
Yeah,
This
but
month has been pretty busy for me as well. I still have a lot to do.
Just like got stuff kind of we're in a like transitional period at Powerhouse is what I mean by that is like, you know, we're trying to finish up some jobs so we can free up space for other jobs, which means that I'm kind of like doing double time on a few of those.
Yeah.
I'm trying to do Castlevania stuff when I can, which obviously I can't talk about. And then you know, on the side, I'm trying to finish the Oni project, get that off my plate so I can work more on the new freelance gig that I got, as well as the film. Keep going on the film.
oh, I was going to ask, how's the Oni NG thing going?
Well, I'm doing the last little bit of flat colors on them today, and then I might do a little bit of backgrounding.
Cool.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Are you doing shading or are you going to leave it flat colors?
I think, well, so the Oni thing doesn't actually pay. It was just like a volunteer thing, and I just really wanted to do one. That's why I only picked 6 seconds, so I don't think that's enough for me to do shading. It's just, now that I have other obligations that I need to move into.
Yeah. I think flat colors look really nice anyway.
Yeah. You know, I mean, I'll bring them in After Effects. I'll give them a couple of, maybe a screen or an overlay layer with some gradients. It'll look nice. I bought the book. I'm waiting for it to arrive. Very excited.
Yes, thank you.
Same here. I'm really excited
Thank you
for
guys so much.
Thank
You're
you.
both awesome.
Yeah, we plan to. We're flying over to India's parents, where our stock of books are being shipped to slash. There's a bunch already there, so
That's
we'll
awesome.
go over there. It's gonna be like probably a day of and like putting everything in envelopes. India's got like doodles to do and books to sign, and then they should get shipped.
Doodles to do and books to sign.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I sent you a little bit more stuff. Couple sketches of the character.
Yeah.
India.
Oh.
Got some reference of one of Steiny's characters.
Very nice. Oh wow, Michael, you've been doing a lot of bear ladies.
I have. They're very fun.
Look at all of them.
Yep.
I like them. They're totally a thing now.
Yep. They're mapping.
Okay.
Kind of thing you never thought you needed in your life until you saw it.
It's good practice though, because I'm using it as a way to study like figure drawing, classical figure paintings, and bear anatomy.
I need to get better at classical figure painting. That's
Yeah. Hey, Outsern, how's it going? You're already in the chat. That's awesome.
what's going on. Oh, your stream chat.
Someone's in my chat already.
Oh wow, nice.
I'm lagging. I'm not streaming yet.
It's okay.
Or I probably am streaming if I'm streaming through through Steiny's now. But I'm making his overlay.
Getting fancy with the spices.
Yeah.
So you guys do it through Skype. That's very interesting.
Well, we kind of had to. Not only that, I'm doing it through the browser edition of Skype because my actual Skype is completely messed up.
I can't remember the last time I used Skype. It's a pretty good program.
Eh.
I mean, it seems like Discord's having a little bit of trouble with the whole video thing.
I think they got.
Well, I'm just having trouble using Skype in general.
Yeah.
I think you guys tried to use Discord, didn't you?
We tried Discord. So OBS has a little bit of difficulty sometimes with certain window captures, and I experienced that with Skype before, and then somehow got it to work. And after getting it to work, I promptly forgot how I got it to work because I didn't need to get it to work anymore. So yeah. Lord. So I put that there, and then I use a thing called like Tippy Stream to do overlay stuff. I was using Streamlabs for a while, but forget why I switched over.
That reminds me, I need to get with you guys and figure out how the hell to get this Streambot thing to work, because I cannot do it. I've even like watched like video tutorials that are like, just copy this code, and I copy the code and it's like, oh, this code doesn't work with this latest update. It's like, no.
That sounds irritating.
I didn't really code a bot from scratch or anything. Like I literally just like took, I think it was Nightbot.
I mean, whatever works, bro.
And I think Trashbot currently has like a whole bunch of custom commands, but there's like 250 of them.
Oh, jeebus. I don't know if I did that many.
That's
because you let everyone have their own.
Yeah, he's a community-driven bot now.
Oh, that's why.
Yeah.
That explains it.
Overlay. Right, so I need to duplicate this. Hide this one, and then change this. Choose file. Choose a file.
I've been because all the characters' skin is white. I've been painting them all lime green and then just doing a color change afterwards. Like I'll do like a find and replace.
Oh.
How come?
Just because the background's white too, so I can't tell if it's being filled or not if I'm hitting it with a paint bucket.
That makes sense. Yeah, gotcha.
He looks like a little green man right now, little alien.
I'm gonna find your stream and have a look.
I had a lot of fun with the whatchamacallit, stretch frames on this one. There we go.
Wow, quite up. Oh my god, they're awesome. Nice. Is that one for just one?
Yeah, let's see here. I think we have a squash frame with his head kind of getting smushed in. Then we have the stretch, and then just kind of. I think there might be one earlier on too. Let's see here.
Hey, go down there. Crossbred.
I think it's when Ding Dong first turns to Oni. Yeah, he's got like this weird goopy stretch frame, and then he just kind of snaps into place.
You were fucking wearing.
That's nice.
Wave.
Just a little bit of an overshoot.
Yeah. One of so my career at Powerhouse has kind of been peppered throughout with people who animate completely differently than I do, but like in ways that I have a hard time understanding, and so then I spend a lot of time looking over their shoulder and analyzing their work. Like I'll get like swifts of their work after they complete it from the network, and I'll just analyze it. And it's interesting the stuff you learn there. One of the my fellow animators, Kellen, who's now one of the directors here at Powerhouse, he was really good at making appealing animation, but like really fast.
Yeah.
And a lot of what he would do was control his spacing very tightly. He would overshoot something, and then the settle frames would only be 2 drawings, but it would basically be the key drawing, and then the settling drawing, or the cushioning drawing, would be very close to the final key drawing.
Yeah.
And something about that just let him punch out economic animations super fast. And so I use a little bit of that with some of these smears, where I will stretch it, and then I will have it in an overshoot, and then the settle is usually very subtle at the end. And all that stuff. So weird looking. I think Ding Dong's my favorite to animate at this point. He's just too fun.
I like his floppy ears.
Yeah.
And I like how his body rotates around as he walks while his head just stays at the same level.
Yeah, that
looks
was
really funny.
that was a conscious choice to do that. If I had more time, I'd go back and reanimate either Julian or Oni's walk, just because I think they're a little too similar.
They're kind of similar designed characters, aren't they?
Yeah, I tried to do my best to make them more individual, so I kind of made Oni a little bit taller and more like just kind of straight baby-like. So he's got like these stubby little legs and tiny feet and hands, and then I kind of made Julian into like a Goomba. He's got these big floppy feet. Is that his walk cycle? Julian's walk cycle, his feet actually drag on the ground a little bit. Because he doesn't have the height to get them all the way up. Yeah. But, okay, so I'm curious, you guys are back from your trip.
We are.
You sold a fair amount of books. You've released a video about what you learned at conventions and stuff like that. Does that mean this was your first big convention doing a booth?
Yeah, it was our first time tabling anywhere. It was scary.
Scary.
Yeah. Fun job.
Are you guys glad
yeah.
you did it?
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
I guess because we're kind of unproven commodities before that. Like okay, making a product, trying to sell the product. We've never really done that before.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we've sold services where we freelance out our skills, but
But not a
never,
book.
Yeah.
No.
So getting that first sale that was not friends and family, from like an unbiased opinion of someone just literally picking up, opening it, and going, "Arr," was really satisfying.
I would like to give you money for this. It's like, yes,
I
yes.
would like to accept your money.
do just that.
I think we started getting into the rhythm of saying, India was like, that will be 10 of your great British pounds, please, or something.
I still need to figure out how that all works. Because I've heard the terms, but I don't know what each one means, like pence, pounds.
Oh, okay, so essentially a pence is like a cent in
Okay.
dollar.
Oh, alright.
That's
And a
like,
pound is
Oh.
$1.
Oh, that makes a
pound is
story that I
$1,
heard a lot different. It was about a friend who he didn't like American tipping, and apparently the waiter he tipped gave him his money back. And I was like, oh, well, that sounds kind of rude of the waiter. And then now that you've told me that pence means cents, I realized that he had a steak dinner and gave the guy 60 cents as a tip.
Oh gosh.
right,
Yeah.
yeah.
My opinion has changed on the matter.
Yeah, we tend to only give pounds as tips, like £2, £3, £4.
Oh, so you do tip.
We do tip
There is
sometimes.
yeah. I think if you're in a nice place I think I don't know. I've never really eaten at many fancy places, but it tends to be like if you're in a fancy place, like a fancy restaurant that has like great service or whatever, then you tip then.
Wow,
But if
I would
you're
think
in,
that
like-
they would have more money to pay their waiters, though.
Yeah, like I actually tip more when I'm in small coffee shops than I would in fancy restaurants.
Oh, okay.
Not that I go to many fancy restaurants.
I don't tend to tip ever, so I have no idea about the etiquette. I don't have enough money to tip myself.
Would you tip yourself if you could tip yourself?
Yeah, all the time.
Yeah, and in the U.S., it's just a fact of, it's a matter of fact that we just don't pay waiters enough to live on.
Yeah.
And, until that fact changes,
We don't pay a lot of people enough to live on.
Yeah, that's
already
one of our
cool.
many issues.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's kind of crazy that I think in America, isn't the tip sometimes like built in? Like everyone's expected to tip all the time. It's kind of part of your wage.
Yeah.
Whereas in England, it's very much an extra thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of like it's basically a politeness thing. So it's seen as rude not to tip, despite the fact that it's expected kind of everywhere. But like, yeah, and it's usually I'd say 15 on the low end, 20 is usually the accepted amount, 20%.
Yeah.
But
All waiters.
yeah,
It's such a hard job.
I've heard things about British service. Apparently, it's not good.
Well, it's definitely not good some places.
Oh, okay.
Hey there, buried antenna. There we go. Okay, buried antenna. How's it going?
I think it just depends on where you are. It's like you can't really make a broad statement of any sort of thing like that, country, like nationwide.
I'm working on a short little animation, and Doeg over there is, I believe you're doing like some figure drawing there, Doeg?
I was doing figure drawing, but I'm going to be opening up the color frames for India's Taz Animated, and I'll be coloring
Ooh.
those.
All right.
Oh, I haven't seen that thing fully animated yet.
I don't think anyone has.
No.
Not even India.
I've seen it. It will do, but it's not one that I'm particularly proud of.
Oh,
would like
really?
to spend more time
From
on
what I
it,
saw,
yeah.
the poses were super adorable.
Oh, thanks.
You got some really great taco expression. I've only been coloring taco so far, so it's like, that's good.
Taco.
Taco. From TV. I have to let you know, Steiny, your screen share isn't currently sharing through Skype for me. So
Huh.
you might want to check that. I've got your icon. But that's about it.
I think I know why. Crap.
Uh-oh.
I think you can only share one screen, like one person's screen at a time.
Oh, no.
Really? Oh.
Ah.
Fight.
Really?
Yeah, I think I remember that.
Okay.
Well, we can listen to your sultry voice.
I guess so.
It's some jazz.
Okay,
I'll try my best not to start singing.
How about
Like
you?
Old Man River or something.
You
No, I was
share
thinking
yours
Jethro
to
Tull.
me,
Okay.
and I'll grab yours.
You'll grab mine?
I've got it now. Yeah, like, I'll grab it.
Gonna grab it.
Okay.
No, don't grab it. I'm gonna grab it.
He's grabbed it. It's too late.
It's done.
Yeah. Now I don't have yours.
That's okay.
Alright, I guess I'm just gonna go this. Alright.
Cool.
Oh, son of a bitch. There we go.
Yeah, it did tips, but unfortunately we were trying that out and we can't capture the video. By the way, great to have you in the stream. So maybe they'll update it so you can, but we'll see. We'll have to see.
I like these drawings. These are fun. I don't know where I first started applying this, but one of the things that I try to achieve in my animation is a reaction for myself.
Yeah.
Because like I will just start laughing at a drawing if I think it's silly, because I'm a
Oh
child.
yeah, I mean that's why you draw. You draw stuff when you're drawing something funny. You want to be laughing at it while you're drawing it or thinking it up.
If you don't think it's funny, then how can you have any comprehension of whether someone else will find it funny?
Yeah.
I think that's something that can be kind of telling.
From the French poet Baudelaire.
I think it can be telling when like you're working in a company and you're working on a project that you wouldn't necessarily want to watch yourself or you wouldn't be interested in, and then you sort of have to be professional and work on it anyway, and it's just like, okay. Like you can put a certain level of skill and expertise into it, but if you're not feeling it,
yeah, I mean sometimes you got to work on stuff that you don't want to work on. And you're not going to get the same amount of like raw passion out of it, but you can still get a professional product.
Yeah.
I mean that's what professionalism is working on stuff that you don't like but still making it look good.
Exactly. Have to find the fun.
That reminds me, I need to finish the sound design on my animation, doggone it.
Oh, I don't know the first thing about sound design.
It's not fun. That's the first thing I know. For me, anyway. I know there's people who really like it. And to those people, I salute you.
I find that everything is kind of fun when you get into it.
Yeah?
Yeah, like when you get into editing or into sound design or into anything like that, even spreadsheeting, there's a weird kind of joy.
I mean, there's something to be said about learning a craft, you know, and kind of picking apart and like learning the principles of it, and then like the different nuances of whatever you're working in. So I think there's like just a joy in the act of learning that stuff.
Yeah, it's kind of like a progression.
Yeah,
thing, I think.
It's like why we play certain video games. It's because we just like figuring out problems.
Exactly, and it's always easier to make progress when you first start something, because you're going from knowing nothing to knowing something, which is a big jump. It gets harder when there's less to learn.
That's where a lot of frustration comes in, is that kind of when you first start learning something, you have these very steep steps you're taking, right? You kind of jump up, slight plateau, jump up, slight plateau.
Yeah,
and then
me and my brother call that the paradigm of learning.
Yeah, and basically the plateaus get longer and the steps get shorter because you're refining. You're not like making leaps and bounds, and people want to keep making leaps and bounds.
What do you guys think though when it comes to like the 1,000 drawings idea, where it's said that if you just do something enough, you'll eventually get good at it? Because I have my own problems with that as well.
I don't think it's a war of attrition. I do think practice is more important than people sometimes give it. Because there's multiple ways of learning, right? And practice is one of them. But it is definitely not the only way of learning, because you will learn faster by someone. Like, this is why we write things down, right? So we can pass on information to the generation after us so that they don't have to do the same thing we did. So there's definitely something to be said about, like, being told right off the bat the more efficient way to do things. You know, it's the whole planning versus intuition thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, I'm gonna go live, I think.
Woo!
Oh, you're not live yet?
No, I was been trying to set things up.
I don't get to see my beautiful underlay or overlay thingy. Oh well.
Yeah. Finally, it's revealed. Yeah, I think there's an aspect of active learning that needs to happen too. Like, you can't expect, because there's like a game analogy where learning something or getting better at something is kind of like leveling up, where it does get harder every time, and it comes to a point where you're just going to have to grind. But I think at a certain point, just grinding isn't going to get you somewhere as fast as kind of active learning, because there's a part of grinding where you kind of zone out and are just going through the motions,
Yeah.
expecting experience to happen to you, rather than actively trying to find that thing that you're missing or not doing so well.
Yeah. And there's, something to be said about, at the same time, there's something to be said about learning something through practice versus learning it through being told. And I think you can use video games as a analogy for that as well. When, I don't know why it does this. Okay, there we go. Sorry, my program was being weird. What was I saying? Oh yeah, video game tutorials. People tend to prefer to learn it naturally. Take something like a Metroidvania, for example, that, oh, you can't go through the red door for some reason, and then you pick up a red weapon later, and you're like, oh, red, and then you use the red weapon on the red door, and it opens. Like that kind of stuff, versus just walking up and seeing a prompt say, use the red thing here.
Yeah.
Because you experience it versus being told it, you retain the information more.
That's true, yeah. I think that's an important aspect of teaching as well, is sort of giving people projects or assignments that makes them need to use the things they're trying to learn, rather than just telling them how to do something and expecting them to remember it.
Yeah.
So Tibbs says drawing a line 50 times means you...
What?
You'd be good with all lines because of that. You're sadly... That's Tibbs.
If you draw a line 50 times, you'll be good with all lines?
No, you'll be good with that line, but if you think that that's going to make you good at just drawing lines in general, you're mistaken.
That's an interesting way to think about it. There is this concept of parasitic lines.
Parasitic lines?
Yeah, so this is not my concept. This is from Claire Wendling. I don't know if you're familiar with her.
Yeah.
She's a fantastic artist. She did a talk at one of the CTNs, and she talked about parasitic lines. And what parasitic lines are is basically when you get comfortable drawing something. You draw a hand a certain way. You draw a leg anatomy with a certain attention to composition that you think is appealing, right? Maybe you like to have a really kind of tapered calf or something, right? But it's something that you get comfortable with. And so you start drawing that all the time versus actually learning the form itself. And it kind of limits your versatility in drawing in general. And so she talked a lot about kind of ways to kind of break out of doing parasitic lines, but like forcing yourself to draw things that aren't, like if you find yourself drawing a hand a certain way or something like that, you actively, consciously decide and push yourself to not draw it that way, to draw it a different way.
Yeah.
It's very really interesting cool stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot I need to look into like that.
I can see that for sure. 'Cause it's part of learning to draw is developing shorthands for things. But there's a point at which you start just relying on that like a crutch all the time.
I mean, it's even harder, I think, when you're a professional, because you have deadlines and things like that, and so you can't just always be trying to take extra time to better your craft, because the important thing is that what you're doing for your company, your boss, your client. Yeah, they're paying you, so you got to get it done.
Yeah, and it's got to be good.
Yeah, it's Aaron. Good to have you back, man.
Hey guys.
Hey Mike.
You're beautiful.
Sorry, I'm live now, so I'm saying hello to
hello,
Noah and Billy and Tibbs and Sari Tanishi. This is the first time here. Might show up more often. That's cool. So
awesome.
You'll be able to hear. I think I've turned up the audio, so you'll be able to hear Patrick Stannard.
That's me. Hello.
As an animator from Powerhouse Animation, working on Onigi, I think, at the moment.
I'm here in Austin, Texas.
Whom I've made an overlay for. Maybe I should put an overlay of your icon somewhere as well. I should do that.
Put a link to Patrick's Twitch so people can go to his stream and have a look what he's doing.
Yeah.
Because we'll probably be saying stuff about what everyone's working on.
Yeah, that's a good call. I think I've set up a command for Kilted Animator. There you go. I've linked to your Picardo, but he also has a Twitch. But assumably, if you click on that link, you will be able to watch both this stream and.
I actually haven't checked that. Let me double check my Picardo to see if that's working.
Might not be anything.
Might not be nothing.
Oh no, let's see. It is. Yes, it's working.
Cool. And there's my screen there as well?
Mm-hmm.
That's cool. See? That's the central location for this group endeavor. Is Patrick's Picardo.
I am streaming with Michael Doig and India and Patrick Stan. So those are screen.
Doig's tweet about this is good evening. Good evening.
Good evening.
Evening. Good evening.
It's supposed to be like a play on hue and evening. Like
That's terrible.
Evening. It is terrible. I said it was terrible, and then Hardik was like, "That's genius," and I'm like, "It's not. But I've got nothing better." So.
Hardik, don't encourage him.
You've convinced me.
By the way, Otzerin says hi.
Oh, hey, dude.
Oh, hello.
This is great. I have 2 streams of myself on monitor, so I can see what everyone's working on.
Yes.
Awesome.
Hey Pikachu and hey Ozzy. So many people to talk to. I'm not used to this.
Did you guys see the combined shot for the film?
I don't think so.
I don't think no.
Is it in the Discord?
It might be. Let me see. Let's see. Did I put it in general or something? No. Let's see here. Oh yes, I did. Okay. Yeah, it's 1.5 minutes long. It's in the Knights of the Light table. Oh. Why did it kick me? That was weird.
I thought you left deliberately.
No. I was just saying, yeah, it's in the Knights of the Light table general chat.
Ah. Thank you for plugging up all those gaps, by the way, Mike. I was really surprised that your fill tool was working, and then I saw that you had bits of purple everywhere.
Oh yeah, I decided to go through in a kind of different path thing where I'd like go find the gap, use the brush, fill it, and then I go back through and use the fill because I was kind of jumping around before. Oh gosh. Yeah. I think I'm interested in looking into the what was it? Something. There's plugins essentially, or like, let's see. Yeah, gimmick. Like processes you can run in Krita, and one of them is like coloring line art that I need to look into because if it can do frames, then that might be good. Tibbs, you showed me that.
Oh my gosh, I don't want to update right.
Do you reckon that would be feasible for animation frames?
Hey Patrick, are you able to post in the combined shot into...
Hmm?
Where can I see it? Can I see it on your Twitter?
Where would you like me to post it?
You can post it in Discord, or if it's up somewhere else.
Yeah, I can put it in the peg bar.
Yes, please. That'd be awesome.
There we are.
Thank you.
I might even have it on the stream. Let's see, media source. Properties. Browse. It is. Yes, that's the latest one. Okay, so if I just turn that on, then the stream can see it too.
Oh shit! Sorry, there's a hurricane outside your house.
What?
What?
It's another one of the Gulf ones, huh?
Oh, Fuzzy talked to his online friend and realized that they would be less awkward if they were talking over a game, so he opened Mario Kart Wii and lived happily ever after. That's cool, dude.
Wow, this is amazing, Patrick. The motion of the hands as he's walking.
That's so flippin' hard.
It looks incredible though, it's so convincing now. You can really see that his whole weight is going up and down. This shot is insane. It's so crazy. It's so
still
long.
going.
Oh my god.
It's a year's worth of work. You're looking at.
Film in itself.
The only other shot I think I worked on this year was shot 29.
That's dedication, Holmes.
It's something. I think mental illness might be also a qualifier.
Whoa. It's so impressive.
Thank you.
Yeah. You can probably retire now.
I'd love to retire. I don't know if that's an option for me.
I don't think it is either. I think you just start animating again.
I don't think I'd ever want to retire from animation. I just would eventually like to just have money and not work.
Oh. Yeah, just do your own projects.
You know how there's Stockholm syndrome, where you start to identify and like have a fondness for people that you're kidnapped by?
Are you saying
Yes.
that's animation, Mike?
No, what I'm going to lead on to is I think there's eventually going to be a Miyazaki syndrome, where you try to retire from animation and can't.
I approve of this.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna fall into that.
It looks like Tiff is testing out your thing on the frames
Who's testing
on
out?
her end. She's testing out whether this plugin that Mike wants to use is going to work on frames instead of just a picture. So that's really cool.
Yeah, I'm interested.
Thanks for testing that out for us.
If you want, I can shoot you some frames. From like these actual frames, if you want, or like some of the later frames from another shot. See if it works.
There it is.
I really, really, really like the OnlyNG character designs that they've done.
Oh, for the Hobbit thing?
Just in general, those 3 characters that they use as themselves in all the animated stuff. They're really, really like identifiable characters. They look really fun to animate.
Yeah. I do think that Julian and Oni look very similar in their design, so I kind of like put extra effort in to try to differentiate them.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I notice in head shape a lot.
Yeah, I found some like I guess images of the actual guy behind Julian. There's very few out there, and I kind of slightly adjusted it to try to match that. Same thing with Oni. Like I kind of mashed his actual photo with his cartoon character to try to make it.
That's cool. I don't think I've ever seen them in real life before.
I've met Oni. He came to the office for a tour.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, that was actually the first time I met not Aaron and Dan of Game Grumps, but that's when I first met Ross, and Barry came over, and then Kevin, I think, was with them at the time, and then it was Oni as well, or Chris O'Neill.
Oh, that's really cool.
Yeah.
We have a friend who went to university with Oni and said that he was just the same as he is on his Let's Plays.
Pretty much. It was a little awkward when... So he's got kind of a brash sense of humor, I guess might be a way to put it, and which is fine. It's what I watch his videos for. my director, who was driving the car, because they got like a tour. We took him out to like Hop Dotties for food and stuff. And on the way back, he started going on one of his Oni riffs. And my director Sam's just giving me this look as Oni's like going on this diatribe about spooging in a pool, like a public pool. Just.
Oh man.
And Sam's just giving me this look. I'm like, what?
Not with me. Yeah, with only anything this game.
Anything.
Like, I only started listening recently just to find out what they were like, because everyone that I know really likes them.
Yeah.
And yeah, just like, I'm used to hearing humour that just embraces laughing at anything, because I listen to a lot of Grumps and I love South Park. But wow, they really do like just anything. Anything can be said on their Let's Plays, anything in this game.
Oh, Patrick, there's a person chatting to me on YouTube talking about a sprite editor software.
Oh.
And he already found what it was. So, yeah.
Okay. He was gonna ask for help.
So, on the audio, there's, well, you can hear Swifty, there's Patrick Stannard, who's an animator friend, and also Steiny, who is also an animator friend.
Yeah.
Coming to you from my bedroom.
Technically, I'm also coming to you from a bedroom, but it's a bedroom that we decided to remove the bed out of and create a studio, like office space in.
I gotcha. Did I mess this up somehow? I think I messed this up somehow.
Okay, it won't work for frames. Okay. It's actually kind of not good to hear that it doesn't work with them, but it's good to hear that while I'm doing it manually, there isn't a way to do it with the other way.
Yeah, you haven't been wasting any time.
Yeah.
I think I need to. Okay. That makes it work. Okay, alright. We figured it out. There we are.
What was the problem?
I have a contours layer and a fill layer. And I had, on my fill layer, I had added details of the coat and stuff to it, and I forgot to add that to the contours layer.
Ah, gotcha.
Yeah, and so there's this weird thing where there's like lines showing up certain places and not others, and I think I just fixed it. We should be good.
Woohoo!
Yeah. In the immortal words of Mario the Plumber.
Wahoo!
Waha! I am an Italian stereotype.
Mamma mia!
Fuzzy's been playing a mod in Hollow Knight today.
Oh.
Where
That'd be a Mario mod.
it's not a Mario
I gotta
mod.
play that game, man. It looks so fun.
It's
Yeah, it's so
super
nice.
good.
I love this trend of hand-drawn animated games outside. It's so nice.
Yeah, it uses the currency in the game as a way to gain XP.
What's
So,
the
like,
currency?
Oh no,
It's
I don't
called
want to close.
like Geo or something.
Oh, it's not like souls or something.
You do collect souls as well, but the souls
It's more like your MP gauge than anything.
it's your MP.
Oh. Okay, cool.
So what's the mod do?
So I think it allows you to alter the base stats of Hollow Knight without
Sorry. This fucking drawing.
applying
I love
pins.
that. I love it even more with no arms.
This is. Hold on. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt you. I apologize. Let me.
It's okay.
I'm just
I'm just
It's
gonna go ahead
gonna
and
happen.
post this in the peg bar.
Sorry, girl, Mike.
It's like aggressive derping.
Yeah, so it sounds like you can like augment like probably the run speed and stuff, or like the attack speed of the character.
This sounds ridiculous, Mike.
Yeah.
That sounds cool.
Just saw that picture.
Do the pins stack on top of that?
They do. So Fuzzy put it into attack speed and then added the quick / pin, or like the modifier, like the thing you can wear. And it was so ridiculously fast that he beat the Lost King with the first nail upgrade.
Just held down to smash that button. And
Wait, isn't that how I defeated it? Was with one nail upgrade?
yes, but you did it just because you're crazy.
Yeah. There's a boss in the game, Patrick, that during the Let's Play, everyone watching that like are regular commenters were just like, turn back, this is impossible.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, no.
And then you kicked its ass.
Pretty much.
Yep.
It was impressive. I'd given up. I wasn't watching anymore. I was doing my own thing in the background. I was like, you'll never do it.
It sort of stopped being a Let's Play, it just became like Michael concentrates a lot and plays the game.
Oh,
so,
were you not talking this whole time?
Yeah.
No, it was just like, it became Mike's personal vendetta against the game.
So I ended up cutting it together with some really cheesy Christian rock "Nothing Is Impossible" song, and then uploading that instead.
The song is really catchy.
It's really good. Nothing is impossible. Yeah, now it's in my head again.
There we go. Whoops, I did the wrong one. There we go.
I love that stance. It's like turns in feet,
Oh.
belly straight out.
Yeah, this was, again, like, I had so much fun with this. Just doing stupid shit like that, which I don't get a lot of opportunities to do in my normal work or the film. Like, the film's not kind of a silly, cartoony Looney Tunes thing. It's very serious and dramatic.
Yeah, I would love to see someone standing like that in Castlevania.
You trying to influence the process.
Just saying, it'd make me really happy. I just see that.
Alucard standing with Pigeon Toad.
Yeah.
I've got Fuzzy like going, it's another pun night. Night. Clever thing Swift just made up night. Yeah, my naming convention for the episodes now is literally just whatever India says at the beginning of the episode. Just every time now.
Did she say night?
I don't think she said night yet.
It's gonna happen.
It's
in my arsenal now.
After 135 episodes, I've just given up naming them cleverly.
I'm running into the same issue with my Patreon, trying to find like clever names for everything.
Just give up.
That's gonna be the name of my latest post.
Just give up. How to animate? Just give up.
Just give up. Don't.
Oh, come on, Krita. You can respond. I believe in you.
There we go.
You can do it.
Tibbs says, I once accidentally drank vinegar.
Ugh.
I once intentionally drank, what is it, apple vinegar or whatever?
Yeah. I've heard
That's
that's
actually
good for you.
supposed to be good for you.
Yeah.
Wait, what's good for
I
you?
tried that.
Like apple vinegar, whatever it's called. The
Apple cider vinegar?
Yeah.
What do you mean it's good? Like,
Man,
to
that
drink
stuff
it?
burns. Yeah, just
Yeah.
like a teaspoon of it or whatever. It's supposed to be good for you. And like I was trying all kinds of
Says
remedies
whom?
when I was really sick.
The
People.
internet.
People say a lot of things.
Yeah, trust me, I know. But yeah, so I mean, but I was desperate, so just drink a shot of stinking
What do you mean?
Applejack or whatever.
What do you mean you were desperate? Like you were trying to cure something?
Yeah, when I was really sick.
Oh. It's like, just give me
Yeah,
the bottle.
nothing
Just
nothing
leave the
really
bottle.
worked.
I think I tried that for a while, but I stopped. It just doesn't. It's not good. It doesn't taste good.
I like it in things. I like to use it like as a sauce flavoring agent, but
Yeah, but just
That's-
straight teaspoons there. Oh.
I mean, like to give you an idea of how desperate I was like
I
was
mean, we
pretty
know
much
you
starving
drank
myself.
vinegar.
no, like as bad as it got, I was like starving myself trying to fix things.
What were you sick with?
Starving yourself wouldn't.
Ever heard of ulcerative colitis?
I have not. It has a long name, so I assume it is really nasty.
Have you ever heard of Crohn's?
I mean, only in like the old like sense of the word in like witches.
Well, basically, my innards stopped working right, and my body didn't like them, and so it started killing them.
Oh, that sounds like
Oh,
all sorts of
jeez.
fun.
So that was, yeah. So, came to the point that you are now talking to a person with one less organ.
Kidney?
Ooh.
No, colitis, so colon.
Oh, you said colon?
Yeah.
Oh, that sucks.
It's better than dying.
You have to have the whole coloscopy bag thing.
Yeah, but really, it's not bad. It's seriously not bad.
I had to have a catheter once. That was not fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. It didn't.
Yeah.
It was in the side of my stomach though.
Oh, I've had a couple of those. Yeah, I had to
Yeah.
have that because the truth be told, I went in for one surgery and had two, and only one of them was planned
I'm trying to remember what it was.
because something went
for.
really wrong.
Yeah. Well, that also tends to happen on the. It's scary.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Yeah. My thing wasn't that like my organs weren't working right. It's just that they came out of my body.
Oh,
Go shove it
a
in there.
hernia?
It was
Hernia?
so it was originally a hernia, and then
Okay.
I had a hernia. I had like a small one, and then I lifted a really large television set.
Oh
and it became-
gosh.
yeah, it was like I think like 15 inches of my small intestine like spilled out.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
I mean, I blacked
I had
out,
a,
so I didn't see a lot of it. But like, the next thing I remember was like some guy like over like some dude like looming over me, be like, "Hi, I'm gonna be your anesthesiologist today." I'm like, "That's good."
Yeah.
What happened?
But it was.
No, I was awake.
I'm sorry.
I was awake when my that kind of. I was awake when my bowel perforated.
Yeah,
That-
there you go.
yeah. You want to talk about pain? That hurt.
There's something about that area that's like surprisingly. I think it's like the worst thing is when all your adrenaline's gone and you don't have any like other drugs to help you with the pain. Like,
I mean,
those
I
are the
was on
worst
drugs and it
situations.
still hurt bad.
Well, it's a good thing you were on drugs then.
Yeah.
For the catheter I had was actually a morphine pump. And,
Okay.
like, every hour it would automatically give me a little bit of morphine. But after the surgery and everything, they like filled me up with all this water. Because they numbed the hell out of the area, right? So they have to see if like
Yep.
your bladder's still getting signals and stuff. So they fill you up with all this water and like, all right, well you take a piss eventually, and then we'll send you home. So I just wasn't happening. I wasn't taking a piss. I didn't feel like I had to go.
Mhm.
And so eventually they're like, okay, well you guys don't live too far away, so we'll just send you home. So sure enough, in the car ride back, that's when it hits, right? And like my bladder is super full. Like these were like 8 like pint-sized glasses of water that I drank, and like I had like the morphine pump wasn't on yet. I had no adrenaline left. Like the stitches are getting pulled apart because like my bladder's so flippin' full, and like I'm trying not to piss all in my mom's like new car because we got her this car because she never gets herself anything nice, and it was like, and I was like, I can't do this. And I had like a cold sweat. I was like crushing my sister's hand as we're like trying to get home so I could take a piss. And I remember we pull up in the driveway. My dad comes out and he sees me. You know, he barks something like, "Oh, what the hell's wrong with him?" Right? and she's just get him to the bathroom, right? And so like we eventually get me out of the car, and as I'm limping to the bathroom, like the only words of encouragement this man gives me is, "I'm not holding anything."
Right.
But yeah, I think that was the best piss I took in my entire
God.
life, and then I slept for like a few weeks straight.
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
That's basically all I did while I was in the hospital was played Stardew Valley and Red Hellboy.
You gotta do something to pass the time.
All I did.
That's a good thing to do.
Yeah, no, I read through BPRD in a week. And there's like almost 200 issues or something. But yeah, when I was the first thing that happened, was when you have surgery like that, your intestines will sometimes like stop working straight up.
You gotta be careful.
And so nothing like is passing through or whatever, and you basically balloon up.
It's super nasty.
And it hurts super bad, and then they have to put a tube down your nose, and I had that in for 2 weeks.
Oh, the fucking nose tube.
Yeah, I had that in for about 2 weeks. Actually, over 2 weeks.
Oh, it's the worst.
Oh my word. Yeah, they commonly say that it's one of the worst things that we do to our patients. And I had that in for 2 weeks because they literally pulled like 6 liters of fluid out of me in the first night.
Yeah, I bet.
And
God, I bet you look like death warmed over, man. When the toxins come back up in your body, it looks so bad.
Oh my word, it was horrible.
Yeah, you look like a fucking zombie.
and then it started, working, and then it stopped working, and that's when everything basically went wrong. And then after that, everything kind of worked better. Although it was really crazy because I had like fluid in my abdominal cavity and like going up and like messing with my lungs and making it hard to breathe and stuff like that.
Ugh.
That was a fun time.
I'm glad you came out the other side on that one.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like I'm just glad to be alive. I always kind of say, I really don't care what happens to me in life. I'm not dying anymore.
Yeah.
Like,
It
I will
gives you a
always
bit of
be
perspective
happy.
on things. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Jordan's saying, like, I mentioned too much vinegar on my chips and suddenly people are pissing everywhere and dying. This is your fault.
It happens.
But like, I tell you, man, like he said, like anything to do with like the small intestine or kidneys and stuff, when those things aren't filtering the toxins out of your body, it's
Man, it's
God,
bad.
you can't look in the mirror, man. It's fucking terrifying.
Oh man, I looked like because I was losing weight as well. I was down to typically 160 pounds. I was down to 120 pounds.
Oh my God.
And so my arms were just skeletal.
Yeah,
it was
and
kind of
like you lose the color in your face.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And my eyes were sunken in. I just was not doing it, man. And that basically like slowly over the course of a year. And then just in like 6 months ago is when I had my surgery.
Seems like it's working all right. You're not full of fluids anymore. Doesn't sound like you got tubes poking out of you.
Nope, I'm doing good.
I
So
will
yeah,
say
so when people say, "Oh, it's it must suck to have an ostomy," it's like, well, I've been through worse, so I'll take
in the
it.
grand scheme of things.
Yeah.
I will say, because it's kind of like more of a funny moment, but there's a time when I woke up in a hospital bed, and they have these heating tubes that they put in there, right? It's like a big vacuum, kind of corrugated tube, and it like pumps like nice warm air, keeps you comfortable, right? I didn't know that. I just remember waking up, and there's this giant fucking tube going to where my stomach is. And I was just like, oh God, what happened? That and what's the other one? Oh, also when they do surgery, you're as hairy as I am. Like they have to test the razor somewhere. So like once they're done, like you'll wake up and you'll have these random parts in your body that are shaven. It'll just be like a little square of like bald. Mine was like on the back of my leg, I think, and I was just like, "What the fuck they do this for?" Like,
find that and you're like, what?
it's just messing with me. Like, what's going on? And I could just see him in the operating room, like, "Hey Ted, check it out. Just don't do it."
Although I did have I had some interesting
dreams. You said?
Yeah, because I was hopped up on so many meds.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
But there was one that actually came out and gave me a really cool sci-fi concept. So, good things come out. Hey, Luda Pencil, awesome, you're here.
There we go. I think I've got
Let's see, how do I
Oni
look now?
colored in.
Let's give it...
Way!
All I need to do is his little sweat beads.
Well, not the
I feel
kidney.
very lucky that I've never had anything that bad happen to me in terms of medical stuff.
And I
But
hope you never
sometimes
have to.
worry-
Yeah, seriously.
Sometimes
I
worry
really-
that
I
I'm just
really
pushing
hope.
my luck.
What's that, India?
One day. I sometimes worry that I'm just pushing my luck, and one day something
It's-
awful's gonna happen.
I mean,
like,
it's
you haven't had anything happen
it's not
yet.
like, yeah, I think you'll be fine. It's
Yeah, just take care of yourself. Just eat good food.
Don't miss TVs.
Yeah. I mean, the crazy thing is, like, I went
What
through,
the
like, my
fudge are
whole life,
brewskis?
good health and stuff like that, and then, like, suddenly just everything went wrong, pretty much, it felt like. And I was like, what the heck?
I didn't realize it had happened so recently, though. I'm really happy that everything went okay in the end.
Yeah.
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 Can always be worse.
Can we talk about
Tempting
What's
fate.
Something else?
Like, yeah.
So who loves unicorns? I love unicorns.
They're kind of overrated. I mean, you can't eat them, you can't milk them. What are you supposed to do with them?
I don't know. I don't think you're supposed to catch them.
Yeah.
Was it
Well,
just
then what's
asking
the
you what would happen if I was approached by a bear?
You would probably be attacked by said bear.
Yeah. So that would probably be pretty
Bonk it on the
scary.
nose.
Is that the nicer thing we're talking about? Bear attacks?
We've gone on to animal
Yeah.
knowings now.
I mean, I've seen a couple bears up close. I showed you guys
Okay, I know I need
some of the moose
shaving.
Yeah, they're crazy.
up in Canada.
Moose, yeah, moose are crazy.
I've been showing people the moose on my stream as well.
Yeah, they're like the
How
elephants
big
of
are
the Midwest.
Crazy.
Yeah, they're big. How tall can they get? Like 8 feet or something?
Oh yeah, bigger than that. I mean,
Really?
the one I saw in person was probably 6 feet to the shoulder.
Dang.
Yeah. Michael, the stuff you're posting. Happy fun times. We're having fun here.
It's because people in my chat are like, I came here to chill out.
I'm sorry.
I'm legitimately sorry. I don't know.
I don't think you're happy
Yeah.
enough. I teach you to be happy. I teach your
'Cause-
grandmother to suck eggs.
And Elle's just like, okay, I gotta get back to it, but I'm glad I was here for some failing organs, ... question.
Oh, Elle,
They didn't really
I can be a little too open for my own good, or for other people's good.
I find it's been informative and whatnot. It's been
3 black
pretty
riders
dramatic,
entered.
and it's
You are
not the usual
fucking
topic I do on
wearing.
stream, and therefore it's new and original, but I couldn't really contribute because I'm just like, I've been pretty safe my entire life.
Yeah. I'm not gonna go into it, but I just have stories because I grew up with power tools.
Oh,
Oh.
God, what? What's this now?
Dad was an engineer, so I just had power tools, access to them at a young age, and things happen.
Oh, man, no.
I thought for a moment you were raised by power tools. Like,
That's
Yeah.
gotta be some
That's
kind
how
of origin
that's how they
story.
do things in a man's America. Let the tractor raise them.
That's what happened to Empty
If it can mow a lawn, it can raise a child.
That sounds so ominous, though. Do you have any scars
He
from
was, he
childhood?
was raised by tractors.
Tractor man.
He's not the world's fastest superhero, but he's reliable.
He gets there in the end.
Yeah.
Tough as nails.
Hmm.
Alright. Man, I hate them when you have two projects and you really want to work on both of them at the same time. Yeah. Well, I'm doing that crossover. Started doing the crossover.
Hey, go down there. Crossbred.
because I think it's
Three black
coming out.
riders
I don't know
in
what
it.
I want to
You
do for
fucking
the
wearing.
gloves, though.
Wave to riders. Not gonna work with them.
Do a little more ink with them. I don't know. They don't really look fuzzy. I don't know, Odsern. I might just go for a couple hours or so. I think that.
Hey, go down there. Three black
Doug,
riders
so if
in
you
it.
you guys go
Wearing.
2.5 hours or so.
Not gonna work with them.
For streams,
Yeah,
yeah, I tend to go for about 2 hours.
that's typically me as well. Patrick, don't you stream for a really long time?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, you should. Hey, Odsern, when we finish, you should check out Patrick Stannard, Lord Dirk on Twitch.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Really cool guy.
If you want to know what to do next in animation, then
Yeah.
probably has all the kind of the good advice.
What, that's
Yeah.
gonna be
As
the
much
name
as
of
I
the
help
book,
you,
what
he can
to do
help you like
next.
tenfold. That's actually not a bad title.
Yeah. I still want to make the Butt Clouds book. That's like on
Eh.
back
I
burner
need
somewhere.
that show.
For anyone that hasn't heard what butt cleanse is about, it's an animation technique that Patrick uses for. Is it smoke effects, or is it something else?
Oh, it's
Explosions, isn't it?
yeah, it's like smoke and stuff. Whoopsie, didn't want to do that. There.
Oh man, I need to work on that whole crap. I need to do a taking. Never done.
You are breaking up there. You're gonna have to repeat what you said.
I'm planning on doing a like a rocket taking off, and I've never done particle smoke or anything like that. I need to work on that.
Let me find you some reference.
Yeah.
I added a Fuzzy on Discord, and now, he says from now on, every new title of our Let's Play episodes is going to be his new Discord name. So he is currently called Spike Knight.
Okay.
Aw, Spike Knight. That's adorable.
That's
All right.
cool.
See you, Odsron. Thanks for coming by, man.
What's a good example of smoke? Smoky, smoky smoke. I mean, a lot of the Avatar stuff's got some good smoke.
I was gonna say, yeah. And they've got a lot of their effects and animation posted of the still frames as well that you can look at.
Yeah.
Speaking of multiple projects on at the same time, Patrick, are you going to
Yes.
take part in Swifty's ABC challenge?
Oh my god.
ABC challenge.
Yeah.
What's that?
So
you need more to do.
So, so each week, it'll go
this is
through the
weekly?
alphabet. Yeah, you know you want to.
Well, there's want. That's on one side.
so
And then there's ability.
Yeah.
each week, pick a new letter from the alphabet in sequence, and pick something that's associated with that letter that you want to study, and then
Okay.
do something based on the letter.
Okay.
Is the ABC challenge.
Just
Yeah. There's 4 streamers there, Little Pencil. There's Michael Doig, India Swift, and Patrick Stannard. All really great. Check them out.
Hey,
we
Mark.
do emanations and things.
Yep.
Animation.
You make the things move.
Should I do the cloth or the hair first? What is
Do the cloth.
this? Why is there...
Hmm.
I'm confused as to what's going on. Did I not do this proper? I don't think I did.
I think it's really impressive, India, that you worked through Gloom, but you were still animating this at the same time.
Oh, nah. I mean, it was only 2 hours every morning. That
That's
was
all.
scheduled in. So, well, it's not like I was juggling the 2 projects really effectively. I was literally just working for 2 hours in the morning on one and then just doing the whole day on the other.
just that.
Every 2 hours. That's why I'm like late with it though, is because I couldn't put any more time into it during the day like I wanted to.
Late. There's no late. It's a collaborative project.
Well, I'm not late till the 10th. So,
Oh, I really love that Krill's autosave makes the program stop responding
What?
while it saves.
That sounds horrific.
Yeah.
you never quite know, is it crashing or saving?
Ugh.
Oh gosh, yeah.
Let's pop some clothes on this little kid.
Yeah.
That's an interesting statement.
Oh no. Oh no.
Well, we don't want him to be nudes.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. Just gotta do the cloth layer, and then the hair layer, and then... Yeah. Oh, yeah, paper. And then I also have to animate the dad's hand and his feet, because he's gonna be standing in the scene and then walking off.
So, have you already got the fabric roughed in?
I do not, no. It's just him. The fabric is a strict secondary animation in this, and so it very much follows what Emilio does.
Mm-hmm.
It's not an efficient way to animate, to do it in layers like this, but I've done it for 37 shots, so kind of in for a penny, in for a pound.
Yeah. I think it looks great though when you finish doing it, so
Thank you.
Worth it. Yeah.
Once it's all animated, I'll probably think about running a Kickstarter or something, and then to help funding for things like shading and color and backgrounds and editing and all that.
Mm-hmm.
Sure, that'll be crazy.
I ran a Kickstarter once.
Yeah?
Oh yeah, you did.
I always forget, but yeah, it was part of like a group game project. It didn't get successfully funded though. This is probably why I forget.
I mean, they're not the easiest thing in the world to run.
Yeah, we tried to do a thing where we were doing multiple events where we're showcasing the game and run the Kickstarter at the same time.
Oof.
And I think what might have been better was to run the Kickstarter after the event, so there was more people that knew about it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think the model's changed a bit more now, where people tend to finish the project, like books and stuff, and then they get funding for
distribution
and print runs. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's a lot of the money I'm looking to get from that will be to help distribute this, obviously. So that's definitely on my mind as well.
Mm-hmm.
So Taz, Fuzzy stands for the Adventure Zone, and that is a D&D podcast from the McElroys.
Mm-hmm.
So there's Griffin, Travis, and Justin McElroy along with their father Clint, and they have ran a campaign
Mm-hmm.
that's since finished, called the Balance Arc, and I highly recommend listening to the podcast if you're interested in like just funny kind of funny
witty dialogue and adventuring in a D&D universe.
Yeah, improv and everything. It's really good. So a group of fans have gotten together to create an animation based on one of the early episodes. So India's been animating a 10-second segment from... Is it 10 seconds?
Yeah, it's about that, I think.
From that episode. So the three characters are Taco the Wizard, Magnus the Warrior, and
I love
Morrow
how you say
the
taco.
Cleric.
Taco.
Taco.
Tackle.
Taco.
Taco.
Actually, don't like how that's...
Okay, let's see if that feels any better. It'll work just fine. There we go.
But no, I don't have a problem with nudes, especially when they have bears attached to them. What of it? That'll be my next Kickstarter.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm gonna make a book.
Oh,
Oh, you're
really?
thinking of kickstarting it?
I'm just, well, maybe.
Why not?
Sure. Still like hotcakes.
I mean, it's got bare naked ladies on it.
Yep, that's the title.
Worked for the band, it can work for you.
How many do you think you want to like fully paint versus sketch?
Yeah, I would like to.
How many?
I don't know. As many as I can fill a book with. Like I've always liked the work of like Bouguereau, and now recently I've been studying. I don't know how to pronounce the name, but it's like Lefebvre or something. And his posing and his like sensibilities for like figure drawing is awesome, and I just wanted to like capture that in stupid opacity. Capture that in my own drawing. But then I was in a Discord chat once, and I didn't have a microphone, so I just started drawing silly things.
Yeah.
And one of the silly things I drew was like a bear head attached to a woman, and they got a laugh, and I'm like, this is awesome. But then I was also at the time I'd watched. You ever see the animation? It's not live action, but it's like animated 3D models in live like film footage. But it's these really crazy. They're like almost rubbery, naked things.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Really weird movements.
Yeah.
And I just love the combination between something that's ridiculous, but the attention to technical detail is like really heightened. That it just adds to the overall like comedy of it.
Yeah, the kind of the surrealist aspects.
Yeah. Like if you watch the kind of sequel to it, where he's in Japan, at the end there's adverts, and like he's offering and selling like a chess set that is made of like meteorite and something else. Like it has to be handcrafted and made to order in like 4 months and stuff, and it's just like
What?
going completely overboard. I think he was also selling like waifu pillows of these things.
It's crazy.
Yeah, that was where the inspiration for this series came from.
Oh, hey, more power to you, I say.
I'm looking forward to the bad book. It's gonna be nice.
Hope so.
Oh my lord, there's so much to animate.
But it's really fun trying to draw different types of bear face, and then trying to interpret the expression from the model into the bear. Yeah.
What does
You're going to be an expert at drawing bear heads.
By the end of it, I hope that I want to put that on my CV.
And draw good bear.
Draw the finest bear ladies you ever seen.
Because why not? Also, it's really been good to get back to drawing, because I've been
coloring mainly.
Coloring, yeah. So it's like...
Speaking of, how goes the taco coloring?
The taco quest.
It's okay. I think I just accidentally went through and filled a whole bunch with not completely opaque paint bucket. Yeah.
That's
why is 0.9 the default? Like when Krita starts up, that's the default.
That's the default?
Yeah.
That's
weird.
I don't know if that's like I've saved preferences and it's become that, but that's certainly how it starts for me every time now.
That seems like an odd choice.
Yeah.
Possibly an oversight. I don't know.
Yeah. Maybe. I mean, it is still in development, so.
Oh, that's true. Could be a bug.
Yeah.
Yay.
Slimy is watching. Tell Slimy to comment. Be right back. Okay.
I might need to order some food here in a bit. I haven't eaten in a while.
Oh.
Don't know what.
Burgers.
See, you guys.
Oh yeah, he really liked his gift.
You guys need to come by and visit. We'll get you some good burgers here.
Yeah, I'm living through you. You want burgers.
Vicariously.
Exactly.
You're a vicarious American.
By proxy.
You should come up to Oregon. It's basically like Ireland with more trees.
Oregon?
trees
I mean,
in
it's rainy and drab a lot of the time.
That does sound like Ireland. Just American Ireland.
Texas
Pretty
is quite
much.
different. Lots of sun, but very humid at the same time.
Hmm. Like that though.
You like humidity?
I like it when it's really, really warm, but then there's a cold breeze.
Thanks.
I mean, I think the best place for all that is like, California, Arizona. They get really hot, but they're very dry.
Yeah.
I was about to say what you just said,
Are.
Tibbs, which was duplicate a layer and merge down. It's like, oh, just fix it by do. Oh, Tibbs has already beaten me to. I found out from our letterer for Glim that on certain pages where he had to mask, like if he had to put the text behind the art, but he was working with flat images, he would go to a Zen happy place where he had to like mask off certain shapes, which is funny. But I think we'd actually provided him with PhDs to begin with. So
I think he just prefers to work on flat images.
yeah, probably just lighter. But every time I think about doing that sort of work now, I think of Hassan and his happy place.
Get real meditative about it.
Yeah, go into the inking zone.
Ink zone.
Alrighty.
That actually reminds me of a game called
Called what?
Called what?
Comic Zone. It's actually really
Oh,
cool. I think you. Yeah. You had a Genesis, didn't you?
Yeah.
You should play it sometime for like a stream or something.
Oh, I did that. I never completed it.
Well, it's super hard. It's like one of the hardest games on the Genesis, I think.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, it was brutal. I only played it like a little bit, but it's really cool. It's a really cool concept. You're basically a guy who gets sucked into his own comic and has to like fight all the bad guys he's drawn.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
It's
he's
really
like jumping through the
interesting.
panels and stuff like that.
Yeah. The entire screen's like divided into a comic page, and you have to
Yeah.
like choose which panels you're going to go to.
That's cool.
It's awesome.
It's sort of a Beautiful Joe-esque take, but with comics rather than cinema.
Yeah, I guess so.
Oh, Beautiful Joe. Whatever happened to that franchise?
They died.
Oh.
I went on to create the Wolf Brush game.
Wolf
Okami.
Brush game?
Yeah,
Oh,
Okami.
okay.
Oh, that's also them? Interesting.
All right, Little Pencil. I promise I'll shave at some point.
I do think I remember some same kind of particle
I know I
text
need
in
to.
both games, actually.
See you later, man.
Like, they both had kind of ink strokey UI.
Yeah.
You can see some stylistic similarities.
I haven't played Okami. I want to though.
Yeah, I never did either, which is funny because like a ton of games on the original Wii And I heard that one was really good.
Yeah, never played it either, despite the fact that I have a Wii.
No, me either. I also wanted to. Sorry, Okami.
Mm.
You guys doing anything for Halloween this year?
Yes.
I never really do much. Some friends up the mountain.
Sorry,
I just
you
have
broke
that
it up.
reoccurring outfit that I always use.
And what's that?
You've seen it, haven't you?
I don't think so.
It's gigantic. It weighs 60 pounds.
I have to see it.
What is it, the lion from Oz?
No, it's from Gears of War.
Oh, awesome.
See if I can
What are you,
find
like a
the
boomer or
damn thing.
something?
Is it like
No.
markers or
It's just
something?
because it's made of fiberglass.
Okay. It's actually really cool at the Retro Game Expo. There's these, there's cosplayers and stuff like that, and usually there's like a troop of Spartans, and they all have their armor and stuff like that. It looks really cool. So they're just walking around. It's like,
That's a
oh,
bit
security.
I wonder if I can find a better picture of it. Yeah, I recently last year added lights to it.
So you just keep building on top of it, making it more and more awesome every year.
It's looking good.
There you go. All right, I posted some pictures in the Discord chat.
Oh man, awesome. Oh, dude,
Oh, wow.
that's so cool.
Holy crap, man. I didn't know you were a cosplayer. Dang.
It's fiberglass, 2-part resin, bunch of foam.
Yeah.
The gun's bought. I didn't make the gun.
That's amazing, though. That's so good. Whoa.
You made? Whoa.
Yeah.
It's got a lot of Velcro in there too. And I recently updated the undersuit by buying some BMX gear.
Nice.
How difficult is it to make something like that? To make sure it all
Very.
fits and everything. Yeah.
I mean,
because
you have to make
the
the mold first, or the master, I guess, is what some people call it. I don't know the terms very well.
Just let people see. Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's got a voice changer in it and everything, so when I talk, it sounds like I'm a stormtrooper.
Whoa.
Yeah, I think
That's
I
pretty awesome.
I took it downtown last year and down to 6th Street, which is like the main street downtown, and yeah, we didn't get to any of the bars because I couldn't walk 2 feet without kids coming up wanting their picture taken.
That's amazing. Oh. I mean, you have to make sure that the armor slots together so you can move your arms properly, right? Because you've got like big shoulder pads and a body.
Yeah, the shoulder pads are a little finicky, but most of it is just like attached with Velcro onto the undersuit. So I don't have to worry too much about like having to leaf the armor together or anything.
All right. I think I'm gonna.
Sorry, Steiner?
I think I'm gonna start working on that crossover.
Nice.
Yeah,
Oh,
cool.
cool.
Man, that makes me want to make an awesome costume. I've been wanting to make like some steampunk armor or something for a long time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I have like various bits that I've bought, and they're just begging to be put together into something.
Yee. This crossover. Oh wow. That's a lot of gloves.
Well, I thought there were a lot.
There are.
Wow.
But yeah, this inking stuff I did on both their Fear's body, man, that takes so freaking long to do.
Yeah.
But it looks so cool.
Did
Makes
you do
it
each
worth it.
stroke manually?
Yeah.
Oh.
That's the only way I know how to do it.
Yeah, how else? Just wanted.
So
was just
yeah,
gonna
just
Wait,
it gives
what are we
it a
talking
neat-
about again?
I'm doing a crossover thing for Nightlight and Girl in the Glim.
Oh, cool.
So cool.
I was just gonna say, like you could create a brush, like a hairbrush, that has multiple dots per stroke.
Average.
Yeah.
What is a
if you're
glim?
smart.
Indeed. It's like a little magical sprite.
It's like a spider or something. It's got like 4 little legs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they kind of a light, fluffy light.
Oh.
And then a glum is like kind of the dark version of that. So it's made from darkness and it's kind of a bit more grody looking.
Interesting.
My dad was asking, so what's with those spiders? To me, when he was talking about he's read the book now, so he's just like, oh, it's good. What's with them spiders?
We'll have to wait and find out, I guess.
All I
So
said.
that makes me curious. Do you have like the story planned out, or are you kind of just going at it like on the fly?
I have it all planned out. I know exactly what's going to happen. I don't necessarily know how everything's going to happen. So it's a matter of me storyboarding what I know is going to happen before I do the books each time. I don't have the entire thing storyboarded out yet, but I have all of the events that are going to happen and what's going to happen in the issues and everything.
Nice.
I might actually just save that right now. Let's see. Oh god, this thing's due like next week. That's okay.
Oh, the Oni stuff.
Yeah.
You've got it. It's cool.
So I'm gonna still be talking with you guys, but I'm gonna stop the stream because I'm gonna pull up some of the Nightwolf stuff.
Oh, okay.
So I cannot show that to the stream.
Damn.